Why gazing upon Krishna's lotus face is such a festival? The gopis describe, Sakhi he, Krishna Mukha Vrajaraja Raja. One gopi is telling another gopi, oh Sakhi, Krishna Mukha Vrajaraja Raja. Vrajaraja means the moon. The moon is called Vrajaraja. Sakhi he, Krishna's Mukha, Krishna's lotus face, is Vrajaraja Raja, is the king of moons. Krishna's face is the king of moons. Why is it the king of moons? Because Krishna Vapu Simhasane, Krishna's body is a Simhasana, it is a throne. Krishna Vapu Simhasane, Vasi Rajya Chasane, Parasange Chandrera Sangama. Krishna's moonlight face, he is sitting on the throne of Krishna's body and governing and doing Rajya. He is ruling over a society of moons. What is the society of moons? The society of moons is described the Duiganda Suchikkana, Krishna's two cheeks. They are Suchikkana, they are very shining, very smooth. Duiganda Suchikkana, and these cheeks of Krishna, two cheeks of Krishna, they are Jinimani Sudarpana, they are shining like brilliant jewels. Just like if you take a very polished diamonds, they will glitter like anything. Sometimes we offer dress to Krishna Balaram, we put stones in that. There are varieties of stones we can put. We get normal plastic stones also, very cheap stones. Some glittering will be there in that. Little more expensive, if you put Swarovski stones, then they will shine very nicely. They will glitter very nicely. And if you put real diamond, that will glitter like anything. Krishna's two cheeks are like original valuable gems which are glittering, very shining very brilliantly. Jinimani Sudarpana. Sevi Chandra, Purna Chandram Jani. So those two cheeks of Krishna are like two full moons. Lalate Ashtami Bindu, Krishna's forehead is like a half moon, Ashtami Indu, like the Chandra of Ashtami. In the moon, what happens is over a fortnight, the moon's size starts reducing. On an Ashtami, the moon is practically around half its size. Therefore, the gopis are saying Krishna's forehead is like an Ashtami Indu. It is like a half moon. And on Krishna's lotus forehead, on its moonlight forehead, what is there? There is Tahate Chandana Bindu. There is one spot of Chandan which is there on Krishna's moonlight forehead. Say Ekapurna Chandramani, and that spot of Chandan on Krishna's forehead is like another full moon. And so, Krishna's two cheeks are like two full moons, his forehead is like a half moon, and the spot of Chandan on his forehead, the spot of sandalwood paste on his forehead is another full moon. And then Krishna's hands, Krishna's fingers are decorated with nails, and each fingernail of Krishna is like another full moon. And when Krishna plays on his flute, it looks like all the moons of Krishna's fingernails, they are dancing on the flute. And their singing is the melody that comes out of the flute. And Krishna's toenails are another set of full moons. And when Krishna walks, they start dancing. The full moons of Krishna's lotus toenails, they start dancing. And the song of the moons on Krishna's toenails, which are dancing, is the sound of the tinkling of his ankle bells. And like this, Krishna's whole body, you can compare it to many such full moons. In the middle of that, what is happening is his eyebrows are like two bows, and his eyes are like two arrows. And when Krishna smiles and his eyes touch his ears, then what happens is the arrows of Krishna's eyes, they pierce the heart of the gopis. And the gopis, they cannot survive those arrows. And then the gopis say that anyone who has accumulated heaps and heaps of punya by rendering devotional service to Krishna, and by doing such lot of devotional service, and he accumulates heaps and heaps of sukriti, such a person may get the great fortune of seeing the lotus face of Krishna directly. And anyone who gets the great fortune of gazing upon the moonlight face of Krishna, he will feel that his two eyes are not enough to see the beauty of Krishna's moonlight face. And every person who gets the fortune of looking directly at the lotus face of Krishna, he feels that the Creator, the person who created this human body, the Creator is very dry. He does not know how to put, what to put properly. With two eyes, what can you see about Krishna? How much of Krishna's beauty can you relish with just two eyes? The Creator should have given 1,000,000 eyes through which to see Krishna. And he has given only two eyes. On top of that, he has put eyelids also, which keep blinking. In this way, the gopis feel great dissatisfaction in not being able to constantly see Krishna's moon-like face. Therefore, Krishna's lotus face is the king of the moons on Krishna's body. And that is why gazing upon Krishna's moon-like face is a real festival, is the real Utsava. It gives so much immense transcendental pleasure that every other pleasure fades to insignificance. Material pleasure can never match the pleasure derived out of seeing Krishna's moon-like face. Not even Brahmananda can measure to the pleasure of seeing Krishna's moon-like face. And therefore, in the spiritual world, in the Vaikunthas and in Goloka Vrindavan, where every day the pure devotees of Krishna get to see the moonlight face of Krishna constantly, it is a constant festival there. It is a Nityotsava, it is an Akhanditotsava. Without breakage or without interruption, it is a constant festival in the spiritual world. You can imagine the kind of happiness that a person can derive by being in the spiritual world and gazing upon Krishna's moonlight face every day. It is such an intoxicating thing. That is why a devotee never desires to enjoy any other kind of pleasure. For him, he is not interested in any other pleasure. All other pleasures, they become tutsha, they become insignificant for a pure devotee of Krishna. Why? Because constantly in his heart he is seeing the moonlight face of Krishna.